Joining me now is Remi Piet. He's a research associate at University of Miami's EU Center. Remi, welcome to the program. I want to begin with the mainstream conservative party's poor showing. In fact, its worst ever. Is that surprising, and what was behind it?
Well, definitely, the Partido Popular is the party that is the biggest loser in this election, dropping to around 60 seats now, and that's the first time it goes as low in the polls. And it's the result of a series of corruption allegations that led to the fall of Mariano Rajoy 10 months ago, that actually led to Pedro Sanchez being prime minister. And it shows also that there's a desire from the population to change away from traditional parties. And Ciudadanos on the center-right or Vox on the extreme right are definitely taking some key stakes and places on the right wing of politics in Spain. Partido Popular is now really being threatened of not being the leading force on the right, and Ciudadanos is definitely looking at challenging that position now.
Of course, the other big headline, as we heard in our report, the Vox party picking up seats for the first time since Spain became a democracy over 40 years ago. How much was the fact of the Catalonia, what was happening in Catalonia, how much did that play a role in in them gaining seats?
Well, it was indeed essential, Asieh. That's exactly the right argument to make. In terms of the history of Spain, there's never been a strong, extreme right nationalistic party following the dictatorship that just ended in the early 1975 in Spain. The rise of Vox as an extreme right party is definitely the result of this ongoing constant separatism desire from Catalonia and a reaction from the right-wing movements in the rest of Spain to try to secure Spain as one single nation and therefore push towards more of a extreme right agenda. There's also issues with immigration, but not as strong as in Italy. Spain still remains a fairly open and liberal country on those issues. So it really is Catalonia which has been the determining factors of the rising of Vox now having 24 seats in parliament for the first time in history.
And Prime Minister Sanchez will now have to work with smaller parties to form a coalition government. What would a coalition government look like? How long would that take?
Well, mathematically, Sanchez has two options, either aligning with Ciudadanos on the center-right or with Podemos more on the left wing. Ciudadanos is unlikely to sit with Pedro Sanchez because they want to win this leadership position on the right wing of politics and therefore being very much more conservative in terms of economic policies that are incompatible with Pedro Sanchez's agenda. So he will likely turn to Podemos more on the left side of politics. Also will have, in order to be able to reach the 175 seats as a majority, will have also to ally with a series of smaller parties, especially from the Basque country. But this is something that is likely to happen. It will reinforce Spain's position in Europe because Pedro Sanchez is a very ambitious in terms of his policies, pro-European policies in Spain, and Podemos has already been in the past an ally of the Socialist Party. So that's what will happen in the coming weeks.
And Remi, what about Sanchez's economic policies? What exactly are his priorities moving forward?
Well, Sanchez is a very, let's say, liberal on social issues and left-wing in terms of economics and politics issues. Is looking at, he increases already the minimum wage in Spain. He had a majority feminine government under his leadership. He has a series of issues to try to create and strengthen entrepreneurship and equality of rights across the country. That's something that was a strong change in comparison with the Partido Popular right-wing, very, let's say, conservative and towards privatization in Spain. So we're likely to see finally Sanchez being able to implement his own politics and economical agenda. Now they actually moved from having just 84 seats in minority government to 123 today. So it's a deep victory for him, and he will be able to develop his Socialist Party economic agenda of strengthening salaries for low wages and also trying to emphasize on investment in the country.
All right, we'll leave it there. Remi Piet, live in Miami. Thank you.